So yeah, that last lesson was all about A and B, so vertical stretches, horizontal stretches. Now we're going to do C and D, which are the left, right, up, downs. So tell me what we did here. Sine of x minus 30. What did we do? You went right by 30 because C is equal to 30. Therefore, right 30 degrees. That's it.
Why is it C? Didn't we already have a letter for this?
Yeah, we called it H before. We're calling it C now. Just because it's good times. H wasn't good enough for Trig. Trig's beyond that. All right. Sine of x plus 2. Is that a C or a D or an H or a K? Or if you remember last year, they called it P and Q. Just throwing it out there.
Why would they use P and Q? That's terrible.
That is a D value because it's not in brackets. If it was in brackets, it would be a C value. If it looked like that, it'd be C. Okay? So that means we went, what? Up 2 units. All right. In the next one, what did we do? What's my C? Perfect. Okay, so your C value is negative 60, right? Because it's what makes the inside 0, which means we went left 60 degrees. And your D value is negative 1, so we went down 1. What's wrong with the next one?
Something with the Y.
There's a negative 45.
So we add the 45 to each side. And we get so what have we done?
C is equal to 90.
C is equal to not 90. You can't add it to what's in the brackets. The brackets protect it. So C is 45, so we went right 45 degrees, and D is 45 units, so we went up. D cannot be in degrees because it's on the y-axis. You can, but that's an inverse trig graph, and that's calculus.
All right, that's all right. We don't need to do
All
that.
right. Okay. I'm not going to go through this page. Just going to give you a bit of information. We just call them left, right, up, down. I am fine if you call them left, right, up, down. The book will say horizontal phase shift. And I know that sounds kind of pretentious, but it makes sense if you think about the graphs because you're shifting the whole graph, right? So it's like a phase of the graph, all right? Just say left, right, up, down. I'm happy, all right? But they will say a horizontal phase shift or a vertical displacement. That's the same word. Okay. We're not doing the table. We'll talk more about this tomorrow, so we're not going to worry about that right now. I just wanted to go through these examples right here. All right, here we go. I'm going to give you the words. You're going to tell me the function. So this is the general function. We have a cosine graph with a horizontal phase shift of 75 degrees right. Is that C or D? That is a C value. Everything else, we're just doing C's and D's right now. So we're going to have cos x what? Plus minus 75 degrees. And that's it. A sine function with a horizontal phase shift of 3 pi over 5 radians left. Is that C or D? And it's negative. And a vertical displacement 4 units up. Is that D? And it's equal to 4. So we get, what do we sine? Sine of x what? Plus 3 pi over 5 plus 4. Is that okay? All right. Let's do B here. So now we're putting everything into one equation. I need, or they need, or somebody needs the amplitude, period, horizontal phase shift, vertical displacement of the graphs. All right. What's the amplitude? 2/3, right? We don't include the negative. What is, we'll do period last. What is the C value? It's pi over 12, which means we went. Did I go right or left? Right. What's up, Leo?
What do you do with 1/4?
We're gonna do that at the end.
Oh.
Yeah. D. +3, so we went up. Okay. They didn't ask for the B value. They asked for the period, right? So how do you find the period? Period is equal to 2 pi over B. So you have to use this formula, okay? So it's 2 pi, and it has to be in rads because we're in rads here. 2 pi over a B value, which is 1/4. So what's the period? 8 pi. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Going once, going twice. Are we good? I have one more question to do. Because that's your B value.
Oh.
No, you put your B value there, and then you flip it. Yeah. So that's a factor that it changes by. All right. We're going to do B here. Same thing. Amplitude, period, horizontal phase shift, which is your C value, and vertical displacement. What's the problem with the way this is written right now? You got to factor a 2 out, right? Amplitude's never negative. That should say amplitude. Yeah, it's amplitude. Sorry. All right. Factor a 2 out. So actually it's negative cos 2 bracket x minus pi over 4.
Can you put the 2 on the other side?
No, it has to be inside the cos because it's a B value. If you put it outside of it, it will not be a B value. Okay. What's my A value? A value. -1, which is a flip, right? What's my amplitude? 1. Yeah, little a is A, capital A or AMP of the amplitude. Sorry, that's why I confused Eamon on the last one. Amplitude is just your absolute value of A. All right. What is my C value? Pi over 4. So that we went right. Okay, and D is pi. So that means we went up. Okay, now we gotta do period. Period is 2 pi over B. What's my B value? Therefore, the period is pi. Okay? B's right there. I put it in. All right. Same stuff we did in transformations. The only trick is with the period. All right? Just remember it's 2 pi over B. If it's a tan graph, it's pi over B. That's the only trick. Questions 1 and 2, please. Tomorrow, we start generating equations of graphs that have all the transformations in it. That's when the stuff will hit the thing that swings around on the roof.